Well, good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and we're walking our way through the Bible, reading our way through Proverbs, digging in deep into the book of First Timothy, and as always, putting on the whole armor of God. Well, I don't know what happened. I apparently double-clicked when I started the program a few moments ago, and all of a sudden it said, program has ended. And I'm going, what? So I had to restart everything. So Monday morning, nothing to be concerned about. Just a funny start to a Monday morning. Well, it is Monday, July 26th. It is 60 degrees in San Jose, California. I hope that everyone is doing well. Hope that you had just a wonderful weekend. And I am trying to stay away from the end broadcast button as my fingers seem to be going towards it. Anyway, again, I just wish everyone a wonderful day and hope that you had a terrific weekend. Let's see what we've got going on here. I believe we've got a couple of birthday shout outs. Let's check it out. Happy birthday shout outs. John Eric Fraker. John is a realtor here in the South Bay, but he is also an attorney. So he discusses a bit about real estate law and how it can affect you when buying and selling real estate. So John, happy birthday to you. And then Angela Martinez. This is a young lady that I met many years, but well, let's say 13 years ago, maybe 14 years ago. And she is out of Antioch and has worked with a couple of different real estate companies. So Angela, wishing you all the best. Happy birthday to you. If it is your birthday out there, happy birthday to you. And God bless you. And, but especially John and Angela, have a great day and enjoy it. All right. Well, managed to stumble my way through that one. Let's talk about our friends here and bring up Curtis, Rex. And I know Rex was being stuck in some type of storm that they were having down in Arizona. And I believe it was going through Vegas too. Very unusual type storm, although they go through their monsoons, and I believe they're going through those right now. High winds wasn't anything they expected. So Rex, Danny, Red, Shelly, Nancy, Ashley, my Aunt Sandra, and Jeff Rainey, praying for each one of you. And you have knowledge that you are in my heart, my mind, and on my prayers. God bless each one of you. And now let's turn and take a look at what we're doing today. We're going to go through Book of Proverbs, chapter 26, as it is the 26th. So chapter 26, 1 through 28, and then Timothy 3, 1 through 16, and Ephesians 6:10 through 20. 6:10 through 20. All right. Let's take a look and see who we've got here with us this morning. Kathy Sherritt. Good morning. Found you. Yeah, I disappeared there for a few minutes. Show came on and went off within seconds. So good morning, Kathy. I hope that you and Arnie had a great day, and I know that you were out last night. So I hope that you guys had or yesterday afternoon. Hope that you guys had a wonderful afternoon with David. And Scott Ricard. Good morning, everyone. Scott, hope that you were doing well. Hope you had a terrific weekend. And then Diane Cazares Hayhurst. Good morning, everyone. Diane, good morning to you. And Kevin M. Fitzgerald, there you are. Yes, there I am. Here I am. There I am. There you are. It's Monday morning. That's my only excuse, Monday morning. And happy Monday to all. Frank Nell, good morning to you. Actually, good evening to you. And wish that you have a wonderful night and hope that you had a terrific day today. And then Good morning, blessings all. Very warm already. We are only at 60 degrees, but it feels a little warmer than that. And I know that this week is going to be another warm one as it heats up through the week. So we will see. We will see. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start out with Proverbs chapter 26. Chapter 26. Similitudes and instructions. Like snow in summer and like rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Like a sparrow in its flitting, like a swallow in its flying, so a curse without cause does not alight. A whip is for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will also be like him. Answer a fool as his folly deserves, that he not be wise in his own eyes. He cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. Who sends a message by the hand of a fool? Like the legs which are useless to the lame, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one who binds a stone in a sling, so is he who gives honor to a fool. Like a thorn which falls into the hand of a drunkard, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like an archer who wounds everyone, so is he who hires a fool or hires those who pass by. Like a dog that returns to its vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The sluggard says, there is a lion in the road, a lion in the open square. As the door turns on its hinges, so does the sluggard on his bed. The sluggard buries his hands in the dish. He is weary of bringing it to his mouth again. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can give a discreet answer. Like the one who takes a dog by the ears is he who passes by and meddles with strife not belonging to him. Like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, was I not joking? For lack of wood, the fire goes out. For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and there is no whisperer. Contention quiets down. Like charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a whisperer are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Like an earthen vessel overlaid with silver dross are burning lips and a wicked heart. He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he who lays up deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in the heart. Though his hatred covers itself with guile, his wickedness will not be revealed before the assembly. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone, it will come back on him. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth works ruin. So we take a look at this, going through Proverbs. I had some very dear friends of mine gave me another Charles Stanley book, the Life Principles Bible, and I'm going through it and looking at Proverbs, looking at each of the lessons that we're going through and catching it. And what it does is it gives you a couple of different lessons per chapter, and it gives you a couple of different points to look at. But like today's, it says for 26:27, he who digs a pit will fall into it. In our actions, if our actions are not led by the Lord, but are performed out of a desire for selfish gain or revenge, they will come back upon us to trap and destroy us. We reap what we sow, more than we sow, and later than we sow. And it gives us several different places to take a look up at it, but it's also just letting us know, hey, this is what this is what this verse is pertaining to, and wants us to dig in a little bit deeper. So it gives us several references to take a look at. But I take a look at this one. It's like not going to do that one. Take a look at the one where a man dogs a fool, like a man who grabs a dog by its ears. And in those ancient times, it wasn't like they were full of domestic animals. A lot of the dogs and animals that were coming through there were not domesticated. You grab them by the ears, they're going to be looking to try and rip your arms off and your hands off. So it's telling us not to be a fool there. Take a look, read through those. And again, I just wanted to mention this. So it is also New American Standard, and that's the Bible that I use. So this will help me to go through a few other things and find a few more lessons within there and a few more things to talk about. So let's go ahead and move over to Timothy. And we are in Timothy 3, overseers and deacons. This will be a little bit easier to go through. This is a description of what the people's jobs are within the church. And Paul is laying this out not only for Timothy, but for whoever Timothy will read this letter to. It is, and this is still used today, by the way. Overseers and deacons. It is a trustworthy statement. If any man aspires to the office of overseer, it's fine work he desires to do. An overseer then must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, temperate, prudent, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not addicted to wine or pugnacious, but gentle, peaceable, free from the love of money. He must be one who manages his own family well, keeping his children under control with all dignity. But if a man does not know how to manage his own household, how will he take care of the church of God? And not a new convert, so that he will not become conceited and fall into condemnation, incurred by the devil. And he must have a good reputation with those outside the church, so that he will not fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Deacons likewise must be men of dignity, not double-tongued or addicted to much wine, or fond of sordid gain. Okay. Deacons likewise must be men of dignity, not double-tongued or addicted to much wine or fond of sordid gain, but holding to the mystery of the faith with a clear conscience. These men must also first be tested, then let them serve as deacons if they are beyond reproach. Women must likewise be dignified, not malicious gossips, but temperate, faithful in all things. Deacons must be husbands of only one wife, and good managers of their children and their own households. For those who have served well as deacons obtain for themselves a high standing and great confidence in the faith that is in Christ Jesus. I am writing these things to you, hoping to come to you before long, but in case I am delayed, I write so that you will know how one ought to conduct himself in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and support of the truth. By common confession, great is the mystery of the guidelines. He who revealed in flesh was vindicated in the spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed among nations, believed on in the world, taken up in glory. That last verse there was to remind those, to remind those that might become overseers or elders or deacons that when they talk about Jesus Christ, they're talking about his life, his death, his burial, his resurrection, and then his ascension, making sure that we cover everything when we talk about Jesus Christ, and making sure that they are well versed and believe in everything, because you don't want to have somebody that's running your church that doesn't believe the main values of the church, what the church was built on. We want to make sure that we're doing that. Okay, let's see what we got here real quick. Sheridan Dunn Frunknell, thank you. Thank you, Frunknell. If you'd like to share this out, please do. And good morning, everyone. Gloria Brown, good morning to you. So glad that you are here. So glad that each of you are here. But here was the description. Paul was laying out there for Timothy again, so that not only Timothy knew exactly what the descriptions were, but also for those that were reading this and those that would read it in the future. Our churches are still, many of them, set up based exactly on this. For the most part, those are the guidelines that are laid down. But as we do, we have changes, and there's churches again that put women in places where they will be the pastors or other names for leaders of the church. And then, of course, in elder positions and in deacon positions. Even back in those days, they did have ladies that were higher up in the church, because the ladies in some areas were those that first believed in Christ. And the church was in their hands as they started to build. But normally, and as historically been, men were in charge of the churches. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at, let's go the right direction. We're going to go to Ephesians 6:10. Ephesians 6:10 as we get ready to start our week and get everything going. Putting on the whole armor of God. Chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God so that you'll be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the full armor of God so that you will be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. In addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray it at all times in the Spirit, and with this in view, be on the alert with all perseverance and petition for all the saints, and pray on my behalf that utterance may be given to me in the opening of my mouth, to make known with boldness the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, and that in proclaiming it, I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. And there is Paul laying everything out there for us, letting us know, be prepared. Be prepared each and every day. There are a lot of people that get up and go through this prayer every morning to make sure that when their feet hit the floor, they're ready. And Paul was ready every day. I wish everyone a terrific day. I hope that you make this an awesome week. If you have an opportunity to reach out and help somebody, please do. Please do. We have a lot of people that are truly hurting out there. And sometimes it's only a simple word, a word that you are worthy. We are here for you. A word that just says thank you for being the person that you are. And you are needed. I read some articles last night and listened to a couple of different shows. And one of the main things that's happened since we have been through this pandemic was the amount of deaths that have happened due to drugs and the amount of deaths that have occurred due to suicide. So it is up to each one of us, because a lot of us have been affected by suicides over this last year. I wish everyone a wonderful day. Again, if you get a chance to give somebody a hand, please do it. If you'd like to join us tomorrow, we would sure appreciate that. I would love that as we continue our walk through the Bible, reading through Proverbs, digging in deep into the book of 1 Timothy, and as always, putting on the whole armor of God. Have an awesome, awesome day. Kick off this week in a great fashion. Being here, number one, I appreciate it. God bless. Enjoy your day. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.